and welcome back to Sonny Talk Spurs, and today we're talking about a Harry Kane replacement. But before we get into this one, if you are new around here, leave a like on the video and subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. Now, let's get into the video. So it would seem that Harry Kane is moving closer and closer and closer to the Tottenham Hotspur exit door. And even though around a month ago now, I said that we should not sell Kane for any price at any cost, I think I've had a bit of a change of heart and I'm starting to slowly U-turn around. To me, after a month of to-ing and throwing, will he, won't he, two bids and, you know, throwing the kitchen sink of it, I think it would be a bit silly not to sell Harry Kane this summer. You know, it's an end of an era. We can't turn down a mammoth price and really let him go on a free next year. It's time to act. I feel like, you know, obviously Levy / Enoch, Joe Lewis have given him this ultimatum and we're getting closer to probably its conclusion. So yeah, I would be happy to cash in for probably around the £90 million mark, plus some add-ons hopefully as well. I just think it makes so much sense. You know, the fact that people are saying just let him go on a free next year, I really can't get my head around it now. To think that I probably thought that about a couple of months ago, a year ago, is actually quite mind-boggling. But we can all change our opinions. You know, we are influenced by what's around us. You know, we can evolve and change. And, you know, he has given a lot to us in his Spurs career. You know, he's gotten us to places we never thought we'd get to. You know, who would have thought he would have been our record goal scorer and one of the best players we've seen at Spurs, especially in the Premier League era. And also, it is still a bit of a worry about who's going to get the goals, because obviously, you know, he scored 30 in the Premier League last season. That's a massive chasm leaving the club. But, you know, I have got some positive vibes about Ange and his attacking football. And sort of, I feel like the mourning period's gone. I feel like he's already gone to an extent because we've been talking about it so much. I'm getting a bit sick and tired and bored of it. So I feel like I'm starting to come to terms with the future of this transfer. So if Bayern want to play ball with Daniel Levy and they submit a suitable offer, I'll be all ears. I think most fans should be all ears, and especially Daniel Levy should be all ears. And we can't really afford to let him go on a free. I think it's actually ridiculous when people are saying like the cost of, you know, keeping him to getting rid of him. If you can get around 90, 100 million pounds for him, it totally makes sense. And people will go, but what about the cost of Champions League football? So the guys at Tifo / The Athletic have worked out that UCL qualification for Tottenham in the Harry Kane era has been worth an average of £30 million a season. So, you know, if we do qualify, that's £30 million this season. And then we could obviously sell him this season for around 100 million. So, you know, you do the math, I think, on that one. So to me, really, it is a no-brainer. You've got to sell this summer. But as I mentioned a little bit earlier, what do we do in terms of replacement? Who takes that mantle, the Harry Kane mantle, the number 10 shirt, you know, potentially who's going to take the captain's armband with Lloris going as well? There's a lot of questions to really come for this, and today I'm hoping to come up with a few solutions, because we could either spend the money or we can rest on what we have in the terms of Richarlison. Obviously, he didn't have a good season last season. He scored 3 goals in all competitions. But I've done a bit of a deep dive on him already in a video called The Problem with Richarlison. If you want to check that out, it'll be above me somewhere. So click that link after you've watched this video. But obviously, I do think Richarlison will have a better season than last season because he will be playing under an attacking coach in Ange Postecoglu, unlike Antonio Conte. And I've also heard many people say, now bear with me here, that Richarlison is more suited to the Ange Postecoglu system than Harry Kane. And I know that sounds crazy out loud when I say it, but there is some evidence to back it up. Just a little bit. Obviously, Harry Kane has thrived in the most negative of Spurs systems under Jose Mourinho, under Nuno Espirito Santo, and under Antonio Conte, you know, scoring 30 Premier League goals last season. I mean, what a record that is. But The guys at TIFO, obviously mentioning them again, looked at and analysed the game against West Ham. And, Kane in that first half was still dropping deep. And famously, Ange likes strikers who play on the shoulder and sort of pin centre-backs back, which could also give chance if a ball comes in from a cross. The ball could then come out and then the midfielders can sort of pounce on it. And as I say, Kane over the last couple of years hasn't been playing really as a proper number 9 in the box, in and around the area. He's been sort of dropping deep and then linking up the play. And then when Richarlison came on in the second half, although he didn't score, he was quite a bit of a menace. He did create more chances than Kane, hit the post as well. So he has got that more Kyogo style to him that obviously famous at Celtic in the Ange system. And I know what people are going to say. This is a pre-season game, and what can you read into it that much? But it could be a sign of things to come, really? I'm not sure. We'll see. But I don't think that Tottenham should go into the season just with Richarlison as a number 9 if we do sell Harry Kane. Obviously, Son can play there as well, but I still think Son thrives being a winger. And in an Ange system where the wingers are so vital, keep Son out on the left. And that's why you probably saw and guessed in the title, I'm a big advocate for Tottenham signing Randal Kolo Muani. So rumours started spreading on Twitter, social media, online, the interwebs, all that sort of stuff, that Spurs are being linked with Kolo Muani. And it said something along these lines. Randal Kolo Muani will be Tottenham's priority target if Harry Kane leaves. Talks have begun on the player side with the French striker interested in the move. I mean, promising, quite promising. I do like the look of Kolo Muani. I have done my research, don't worry about that. He is quite an exciting player, and he has had quite an exciting rise for a 24-year-old, worked his way through a few clubs in France, got his break at FC Nantes, and, was quite a tricky winger come striker. He then, lifted some silverware with them, so he's already won a trophy, which a bit more than some Spurs players can say. And, he got that move to Eintracht Frankfurt and hasn't looked back since. And these are his stats from last season. Obviously, the breakdown is there, but, the big one, 46 appearances, 23 goals and 17 assists, with 15 of those goals coming in the Bundesliga and 14 coming in the assists bracket. So, I think that's quite promising. Obviously there as well, you've also got, he scored 2 goals in the Champions League, saw him firsthand because Frankfurt were in Tottenham's group, and he was quite exciting. I honestly am all for this move. I know people are going to be like, oh, who do you think you are? He's been linked with the likes of Bayern and Chelsea, but if we've got any aspirations, we've got to start shopping in the big leagues with the big clubs. He's a versatile player, as I say, can play on the wing, can play on the striker. Ange likes versatile players. Most of our front three are quite fluid and can do that sort of thing. And, I think he's quick, strong, he's a good dribbler. What is really not to like about this? And obviously he did miss that chance in the World Cup, which could have won it for France. But, when we move past that, that's a bit of a Spursy moment, so it's within his DNA. But who cares, move on from that one. But I just think we need to put all of our money that we get from Kane, whether it's 80, 90, 100 million, put it all into Kolo Muani, because he is being valued at around a little bit less than Kane, but, he's 24 years old. He's got, the peak of his career to hit still. And I just think he could be more reliable than Richarlison. It also takes a bit of pressure off of Richarlison, which I'm all for, because, Richarlison is, stuck at the moment, stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's on that teeter of his career of he can either, accelerate and be the player we all thought he was going to be, or he could fall off a cliff and he is a £60 million flop. So yeah, I'm all on the Kolo Muani bus. Got to love a Frenchman as well. Hopefully, maybe Lewis and Ndombele getting in his ear. Maybe it also persuades Mbappe to come to the club. No, I am joking, because I did a video on it, ripping that rumour to shreds. But what do you guys think? Are you for the Kolo Muani transfer to Tottenham? Do you think he'll be an ideal replacement for Kane? Do you think he offers something a bit different? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed the video, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. We're growing day by day, and I'm really enjoying doing this Tottenham Hotspur content on Sonny Talk Spurs. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.